Chapter 1. For someone who detested awkward silences, Caleb Clifford sure had a knack for making them. He was like an awkward silence magician. Just when you thought there was no chance that a comfortable social interaction could be disturbed, he would grasp his beautiful assistant, say the magic word, and swoosh! Cringeworthy dead air magically appeared. Only instead of grasping a beautiful assistant, it was more frequently an asthma puffer, and what he said was usually not so much a magic word, but an obscure League of Legends reference. In fact, if you took a high-powered camera with roof X-ray technology and pointed it at Riverview High, then zoomed in on the demountable classrooms in the northwest corner of the campus looking for the wiry, brown-haired kid holding a 4-pen, you would see that Caleb Clifford was in the middle of an awkward silence right now. Mr. Clifford, I hate to interrupt, but is there something interesting about that blank wall? Caleb snapped out of his daydream about why the inventor of shampoo decided to call it that and became aware of his surroundings. Beige walls, Louvre windows, and his Year 10 history teacher, Ms. Axarian, tapping her whiteboard marker on her hand like a troll with a club. Uh-oh. Her lips were pursed as tight as her bun, and she was glaring at him with an "I'm not angry, I'm just... okay, fine, I'm angry" face. Silence filled the room, except for the ominous noise of marker on palm. Tap, tap, tap. He approximated she was tapping at 110 beats per minute. Even, controlled, threatening. He could feel the eyes of his classmates, the innocent, awkward silence bystanders penetrating the back of his skull. He had to answer. Not really? It was an okay effort, but not good enough to take the spotlight off him, Miss Axarian sighed. I see. Well, in that case, care to share your thoughts? Caleb cared about a lot of things. The environment, animal welfare, his win-loss ratio on FIFA. Sharing his thoughts was not on the list of things he cared for. Despite that, as he was yet to master spontaneous combustion, he needed to come up with an answer. Something. Anything. And so Caleb Clifford answered the only way he knew how. Honestly. Well, I was just thinking about why the inventor of shampoo called it that, Caleb said, pulling back the curtain on his biologically normal but decidedly unorthodox inner workings of his brain. Like sham as in fake, right? And poo as in, well, poo. So like fake poo. Why would anyone want to put that in their hair, even if it does smell like pomegranate? Caleb optimistically looked behind him, searching for affirmation from his classmates. Crickets. No standing ovation, not even a sitting one. Just 23 faces staring back at him with expressions ranging from blank to incredulous to plain old pitying. He slowly performed a turn of shame to face his teacher again. Intriguing as always, Caleb, Ms. Axarian finally said, but I was actually hoping for your thoughts on the topic that we were discussing. So, tell me, Mr. Clifford, in your insightful opinion, what was Lennon's greatest achievement? Thank the Lord. Finally, something Caleb was more than equipped to answer. You see, Caleb Clifford had been fed 3 things from birth: bananas, cheese singles, and the Beatles. It was his father who'd introduced him. Most nights there'd be an album from Paul, John, George and Ringo spinning on the household's record player while his mum made dinner and the kids did their homework. Caleb could picture it now. His dad's sandy hair and his huge smile encouraging Caleb's reluctant mother into a slow dance until the two of them got swept up into a blur of laughter and twirls. Caleb watching and singing along from the couch. He smiled. Finally, all of this extracurricular John Lennon study would come in handy. He cleared his throat and gave the most thorough answer he'd ever delivered in his entire schooling career. Well, miss, for me, Julia is Lennon's greatest song. It's on the Beatles' 1968 self-titled album, which is known as the White Album. And yeah, like, the lyrics are incredible. As for his best actual achievement, though, I reckon it would be the Let It Be album as a whole, because it was the Beatles' last one as a band, and it came out in 1970, a full month after they broke up. So to be able to make something so great knowing the end is near is quite an accomplishment.